Good morning, you guys. It's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. It's nice to see you. And if you're new here, welcome. I would love it if you would subscribe and like and comment. I'd love to get to know you and talk to you more. I do cleaning videos and organization videos, and I talk about some of the products that I like. So if you're into that, stick around. Today I am tackling this huge mess of paperwork. I'm just gonna take you downstairs. I am going through these banana boxes that I used when we moved into our house. So I've got house paperwork, my professional life paperwork, as you can see right here. I have a ton of paperwork to go through. Some of it's mine, some of it belongs to my fiance, and it's just an absolute hot mess. So we are gonna get that done today, and I'm also gonna clean my house, so stick around. This is how you know I mean business, because all of a sudden my glasses are on and my hair is tied up, and anytime I'm doing any type of house chore, cleaning, cooking, organizing, anything like that, I mean business, and I can't handle my hair on my face. So here I'm just going through some tax paperwork, and I have a binder that is separate for our taxes. So I have several tax years in different colored folders that my accountant had prepared for me, and I just hole punch them and keep them in this binder. Now that my fiance and I own a house, we file our taxes together. So I haven't quite got up to speed in terms of getting his paperwork totally organized with mine from previous years, but in this pink binder on the table here, that's where I keep all of it. So his and mine are together, but they're just not exactly how I want them just yet. But that's how I keep our taxes organized even throughout the year. As we get documents that we need to file for our taxes, then I'll put them in a little folder within that binder, and that way when I go to file, or if we choose to file online ourselves, I just hand the binder to Kath and he just sorts that out, and it's all there and it's handy for him. Also, it's all in one place in case there's ever an audit or we ever have to go back and take a look for any reason. We know exactly where it is, and all the years are listed on each folder, so it makes it really easy. And of course, they're in chronological order as well. In this binder, I am organizing all of our other like household documents. So this is what I would call the house binder. So this has documents that are specific to our insurance, life insurance, health benefits, some personal health information. We both need criminal record checks and background checks, and I personally need vulnerable sectors for my career, and so we keep that document in there as well. And anything else that we might need, like warranties, for example, on the vacuum cleaner or the mattress that we bought, all those types of things, the insurance for the house, insurance for the vehicle, blah blah blah. So all those kinds of things are in there. And then ideally every year I just update them, but I hadn't clearly done that in a while, so I was taking out the old and putting in the new, and then I keep them all in those plastic sleeves, which makes it really easy to flip through and the pages don't get damaged and it's easy to find. Now I'm just moving on and cleaning in the dining room. I wiped off the table and now I'm doing a quick vacuum around. So next up, I'm in the kitchen. I'm just putting away some bacon that Kath had made for breakfast, and then I'm moving on to putting dishes away from my dishwasher before I can reload it, and then I'm gonna wash some dishes by hand as well.
exactly what to do to blow my mind. You're from another planet. I've never felt like this. I don't know how I ever survived without it. I'm starry-eyed. Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moon. Take a trip around your body. Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed. Got me starry-eyed.
We had a little mishap in the kitchen earlier, and my fiance accidentally broke a plate, so it was just in the sink, and I just grabbed this reusable grocery bag to take the pieces out and tie it off in the bag so that when I put it in the garbage bag to go out, it wouldn't pierce through the bag. Normally, I guess you would put it in like some kind of a plastic container or bucket, but I don't have that, so I just used something else that I had on hand.
Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moon. Take a trip around your body.
For those who will ask, yes, I put a splash of bleach in with my Blue Dawn dish soap and hot water to wash my dishes. I don't always do this, but I find that putting a little bit of bleach in there really helps to cut the grease, and then I know everything is perfectly clean and disinfected as well. So I chose to do that this time for the plastic items, and also you'll see me wash a pan in a minute, and that one was really greasy from cooking earlier in the day. So the bleach really helps, but I don't use a lot.
Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed. Got me starry-eyed. Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moon. Take a trip around your body. Boy, I love the way you got me. Starry-eyed. Got me starry-eyed. Got me upside down.
Now we're getting into the deep cleaning part of the video. So I took my blinds off of my kitchen window, and I'm just spraying down my kitchen window itself with a Windex glass cleaner and some paper towel. And I'm very lucky we have newer windows in our home, and they open from the bottom section, so you can wash the inside and the outside without having to go outside to wash it, but only on the bottom half. So that's what I'm doing here, and I gotta tell you, it came out really, really nice. Here when I was cleaning the wooden part of the windowsill that's painted white, it had some food stuff stuck onto it. So I used the Method Lime and Sea Salt multi-surface spray for that, and it needed a little elbow grease to get some of that stuff off of there, especially in the corners. But I just want to let you know I only used that product for the wooden part, not for the glass or for the plastic part of the actual window. After afterwards I went outside real quick and used my outdoor broom to just sweep off any little cobwebs and dust that was stuck on the screen part of the window, and then I went to the other side of the kitchen and did it over there as well. Next up, I'm just taking down the hood vent screen and the light cover, and then in the sink I've got that Blue Dawn and bleach mixture with some hot water, and I just use that and of course a fresh rag for cleaning this. And I tried to clean off the light bulb, but it's one of those light bulbs that is in the shape of a coil, and I couldn't really get in between where the coils kind of meet each other on the next row up. So I kind of just got the outside and a little bit of the inside once my rag was dry so that I wouldn't hurt myself or shock myself. But it's not the best, and it was still kind of greasy and kind of dusty, but being that it's a light bulb, I didn't want to get it wet. So I just did the best I could in that situation, and then I used that same rag, but I had rinsed it out and wrung it out a few times, and I'm just showing you how dirty it is. Oh my gosh, it was so greasy and gross under there, but now it's sparkling clean again. And then I just washed those items and then I put them back, but I didn't do that yet. You'll see that later in the video. And I'm just hand drying some dishes to put them away so I can have a nice clean counter.
my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my.
So here you can see I'm kind of like using that rag to get in between the handle of my stove and, well, I guess the oven and these little vents that are there. And I gotta tell you, it's really greasy and disgusting in between those little grates of that vent, but I can't reach it with my rag. So what I did was put a butter knife around my rag, and I tried the best I could to kind of scrub along the length of those grates, but it didn't really work out too well. I only got some of it shifted. I think I'm gonna have to go back with a toothbrush maybe. I'm not sure what will fit in that space because it's so tight to where the handle is, and of course you can't remove the handle. So I'll just see what I can do for next time, and maybe I'll show a little bit more of a close-up. And then once my vent was dry and my little light cover was dry, I just put it back. And now I'm moving on to vacuuming, and then after that I'm gonna mop my floors.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute.
To mop my kitchen today, I'm going to use my Shark steam mop, and I'm going to use that pine disinfectant spray that I've mentioned before that I get from a local supplier. So I'm just going to spray the floor with the pine disinfectant and then go over it with the steam mop to get the floors really nice and clean and smelling beautiful. Now I'm outside in the backyard on my little concrete patio trying to clean off those vinyl blinds that I took down earlier in the video. So I'm just using again that pine disinfectant spray. So first I wet the blinds down with a clean rag and some hot water, just plain water, and then I sprayed it down with the pine disinfectant. Then I'm going over it with this little scrub brush that I have that I use mostly just for scrubbing out my sink, but I figured I would use it for this just so that I don't accidentally slice my fingers open on the vinyl blinds, because once you get going fast and start scrubbing, it's really easy to kind of run your fingers along the edge of the blinds and they will cut your fingers open. So keep that in mind if you're going to do this. And then I'm just rinsing it off kind of with that same hot water and the plain rag. And then I'm going to use the hose to try to spray them off to get the rest of like any residue off of them. And I know you can't really tell on the video, but they were absolutely filthy, dusty, greasy, gross. And they came out sparkling white again, like they look brand new. So because the blinds were still wet and I didn't want to leave them in the grass to dry because the grass was just recently cut and I knew it was going to stick to them and drive me crazy, so I just brought them in and figured I would get the bulk of the water off using a different rag. By the way, all of the rags that I have are like these white bar towels, so no, I'm not using the same rag, just in case you were wondering. And I just tried to get the bulk of the water off of them, and then I left them like vertical open, so that in between each one, so that they would finish air drying, and it worked out really well. If you're anything like me and you go and try and do something, and then when you're in the middle of it you notice another mess, you just can't ignore it. So that's what happened here. I went to go and replace the garbage bag and I noticed something stuck to the bottom of the kick plate of the cabinet, and then of course I'm noticing other little spots, so I grabbed my Lysol and a new rag and I just went after it and got it sorted out. But just as I was going to clean my garbage can and replace the bag, the video cut off and I ran out of memory. So that's the end of today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you in my next one.